good evening, and welcome to today's People. Today, we turn our attention to a tradition that has been around since the days of William the Conqueror. A vacation that has forever been at the very pinnacle of Britain's progression into the modern age. I'm talking, of course, about the humble milkman. Only last week, the Prime Minister was quoted as saying that the milkmen were a shining example of what makes Great Britain so great. An icon of such stability that without it, our nation would crumble into dust. But what of the real people? The people who are affected most by our milkmen? Do they see our dairy friends as suppliers of exceptional goods and witty charm on those cold winter mornings? Or do they see a vulture, a leech, just waiting to exploit those who cannot readily defend themselves? What do today's people think on this most crucial matter?
What do you know of the milkman?
Milkman? Well, I know they've got something to do with milk. I can't quite think what, though.
Ah, milkman, where?
There's one that visits my house every morning. Oh, he's such a good boy. So talkative and polite. But he's a bit different from my neighbour's milkman. They all wear white, whereas my milkman wears black. I love to see people making such an effort to be unique.
Oh, I know a lot. Some might say a little too much.
Oh, right. Milkman. Oh, yes, I know them. Well, I guess everyone's got to have a job, don't they? I mean, each to their own and all that. I have a job doing foot rubs down at the care home for the elderly. I mean, whoo! It's the state of some of those feet. They get so dirty and smelly and clammy and sweaty, and you never know what they've stepped in, though you can usually tell by the smell.
Fucking scum, the lot of them. Lone milkman bastards are taking down this country piece by piece, and every wanker on the streets don't give a toss. Not even when they're smashing bottles on the doors, breaking into windows, crashing our cars.
My milkman, he would finish his shift, and anything that was left over, he would take home for himself. I said, "You're milking it."
They have surprisingly muscular bodies. Even the old ones are firmer than you'd think.
Robbing our stores, shagging our wives, kidnapping our kids.
One time, I saw this milkman, and he was in my front garden. Oh, I couldn't believe my eyes, right? So I ran up, jumped straight up his leg, and sunk my hamsters into his nigh anchors.
Snapping our pencils, stealing our socks whenever we're not looking. I have nothing negative to say about milkmen in general. My own milkman, whose name is Gerald, is an absolutely top-notch bloke. Absolutely smashing. On weekends we go hunting for game, you know, and we compare sizes. I always win, of course, but as they say, it's the taking part that counts.
I think that milk is not a vegetable. I think it is a fruit, much like a walrus.
I know their weak spot. It's not easy to get there at first, but after that one time, it's so easy to get there again.
Are milkmen a part of your everyday life?
Oh, every day, mate. They never learn their lesson. But then, the ones who see me never come back, because I'm dangerous, right? Nobody messes with me on my patch.
I ain't letting no fucking milkman near my house. I won't let one walk down my street at night. Any milkman who wants to step up to my door ain't gonna survive to his next minimum wage paycheck.
I see Gerald most days. The only days that I don't see him are when I'm in my country dressage championships. I usually enter either one or two of my horses, though my wife would claim them as her property, of course. However, when we win, as we did last year, I might remind you, it is my name that appears on the trophy. Not that it matters, though. We all got a taste of that horse on the night. Top-strutting horse, perhaps, but I've definitely tasted better.
He's around my house every night. I suppose he likes to be early, which is fine by me. Very early, actually. Usually about 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, and he has this strange habit of wearing a balaclava.
No, I don't see any milkmen. I look at a bottle of milk all day. No men, only white bits.
There was this one guy last week, and he had the nerve to throw a stick to the other side of the front garden, thinking I would chase it, right? So I said, "Oi, I ain't interested in no sticks, mate. I'd rather chewing you to Venus, you garaphant." My last milkman got into a fight with a block of butter. He got creamed.
Every day, and usually more than once a day. And I've never had the same one twice, though some do make me wish for more of their sweet, sweet substance.
After a string of fatal attacks on some local milkmen across the nation, local governments have decided to cure this problem by arming their milkmen with laser beams. They hope that this will deter the criminals from attacking again and ceasing the ongoing violence. Let's go now to one of these milkmen who has been armed with a laser beam and ask him a few questions.
Having been armed with a laser beam, do you feel safer when doing your rounds in the early mornings?
Yes, I do. No longer do I have to fear dogs, thugs, and angry housewives. I can do whatever I want, kill who I want to kill. Thank you, Conservative Party, for giving me my perfectly lethal laser beam so that I don't feel threatened during my daily work.
Some say that perhaps a laser beam is too extreme a weapon to be used so early in the morning. Your thoughts on that?
No weapon is too extreme when you work as a milkman. If anything, it is not extreme enough.
Are milkmen good people?
Why, yes, of course they're good people. Mine especially. I always let him borrow my things whenever he visits, though he doesn't actually bring much milk, and though he's never actually returned any of my things, though I'm sure he will do soon.
To be honest, I don't give a rubber duck.
Very good. And very bad. So naughty when they want to be.
Good people, good people. You're having a giggle, boy. They're the scum of the earth, and that's the truth.
Well, I don't care about his ethics and moral standards, as long as he can deliver the goods in the morning after a long, hard night.
Gerald is a splendid old boy, and he has a delectable wife too. Or had, should I say.
They can leave jars of white stuff at my door any day.
I don't like people who get interviewed on television.
Of course, opinion is divided on this matter. Are the milkmen a threat? Are they a danger to the public? Only time will tell, it seems. Thank you, and good night.
Things are pretty stressful in my kitchen last night. I was making a chocolate cake for my 5-year-old son, and he was just adding the finishing touches to the icing. But I done too fast as I grabbed for the bowl, and the milk was there, open up and right in the way of my trailing arm. Thankfully, I just skimmed it.